what needs to be cured really has a lot to do with what is the cause of the disease. So I like to believe if we really know the cause, that means if we know the real cause, and if we know how to remove or remedy a cause, then we can pretty much cure any disease. So what do we really mean by the cause? And that has been a question that has intrigued me the whole time that I went through the medical school. And when I went to the naturopathic school and when I started studying homeopathy, I always asked myself what needs to be cured in a patient. And the reason that became important is because when I was going through medical school, it was very clear to me that when it comes to infectious diseases, we know what is the cause. So, somebody has malaria, they have tuberculosis, they have AIDS. We know there is a pathogen that is causing the disease. And we go after that and we eliminate the pathogen and the body heals itself, if we can eliminate the pathogen. And if we cannot, either the immune system is strong enough or the patient is going to die or stay sick for long. But at least in infectious disease, we are looking for a cause. But when it came to all the other non-infectious conditions, which means really all the chronic diseases, we really never talked about the cause of the disease. It was all symptomatic treatment, and it doesn't matter what it is. So I remember being in my 5th year of medical school and telling myself this: if I can't even cure, not treat, but if I cannot cure a simple headache, how can I ever cure a cancer, a very complex disease? The idea of the cause is actually a very, very confusing thing. It's because as I studied different branches of the medicine, I realized cause means different things to different people. Depending on who we talk to, everyone has an idea of what is the cause. And that's normal because everybody is looking at the disease from their own perspective. So, if you look at a very simple disease as headache, a lot of people suffer from the headache. I'm sure when a person with a headache goes to see a nutritionist, the nutritionist is definitely going to look at what the patient is eating or not eating and what they may be sensitive or allergic to, or what they may be deficient or not. And if they see a herbalist or an acupuncturist or a chiropractor or an osteopath, it really doesn't, or a psychologist, everybody will have a different perspective of what needs to be cured. And that's a normal thing because everyone is specialized in their own field. So for a chiropractor, it's normal to think that a headache is caused by a misalignment in the spine, and for an acupuncturist, it is the meridians of the energies that are blocked, so we put needles into different parts. For a nutritionist, maybe food sensitivities. For a psychologist, it may be whatever emotional traumas from the childhood that haven't been resolved. And the herbalist may consider liver gallbladder toxicity or look at some herbal remedies that are good for migraines or for headaches. So I know when a patient goes to see any practitioners, they really want to be cured. They want to know what is the cause. But I also know that if they went and saw 7, 10 different practitioners, they will very likely hear 7 or 10 different things as what is the cause of the disease. So the question is, are there many different causes, or is this everybody has a different understanding of the cause? Or is this that you need to do all of that? So you need to do nutrition and psychotherapy and acupuncture and chiropractor and herbal medicine and everything else in order to be cured. So this is a very important question to ask ourselves. So I would say that there is no universal definition of what really means the cause. And I think one reason for that is very often we confuse trigger with cause. That means when we tell a patient, your headaches are because you're, say, sensitive to dairy product, and this may be very true, so the patient can actually go off dairy product for a month or 2 and then come back and say, I don't have any headaches, and we'll be very happy, and the patient is very happy. But in that, there is one important question that is neglected. And that question is why dairy product is giving you headache versus giving you stomach cramp or diarrhea or eczema or hives. So dairy product is responsible for the symptom, but is this really the real cause of the disease? That means why another patient who is sensitive to dairy product ends up having eczema and a third person ends up having diarrhea or stomach cramps. And I'm sure if a patient asks these questions from their nutritionist, they're going to hear, oh, it's because no two people are the same. So what we really are telling our patients is the reason you react to dairy product in this very unique way has something to do with your own unique system. The same thing is true with pretty much anything else that we tell our patients. So if I tell the patients, you're getting major headaches because you don't get enough sleep, the patient could ask me, well, why am I not getting high blood pressure? Or why don't I get backache? Why do I get a headache? Why all my friends can go get even less sleep than I do and they don't get any headache, but I do get a headache. And I can extend that to any other modalities, any other area. So for instance, if somebody says, anytime I argue with my partner, I get a headache, I will tell them, well, that's not the cause, because you could get diarrhea, but you're getting a headache. So I have to find out why headache and not a diarrhea. So therefore, it is really important for us as practitioners to know, when we tell the patients I'm looking for the cause, am I really looking for the triggers or am I looking for the real cause? And how do we know that we're working at the cause level? And how do we know that we're working at the trigger level? Just as a very general guidelines for the patient, I think it's really important to recognize that the triggers are external to us. It is, you get a headache because it's too hot outside or too cold outside. You get a headache because you ate something that gave you a headache, because you got into an argument with somebody. So anytime something is external to us, we can be pretty sure that this very likely is only a trigger and it's not the real cause. The real cause has to be much deeper within a person. That's the reason for which a person reacts in a very specific and unique way to a disease.